evening, prophecy lovers of the interwebs. I'm Alexa, resident ookie spooky girly, and I guess I'm also here to predict the end of everything. I swear that wasn't a depression joke for once. I'm kind of like 50-50 personally when it comes to believing prophecies. I more believe in energy exchange and getting back what you put out into the world. But hey, what do you think about them? Let me know in the comments, and welcome to the top 5 end of the world prophecies scientists fear. Number 5, global warming. Well, who doesn't fear that? So this year, Nostradamus predicted that temperatures would rise further and sea levels would rise to unexpected levels. He wrote, "Like the sun, the head shall see, or the shining sea, the black seas, living fish shall all but boil. When Rhodes and Genoa half starved shall be, the local folk to cut them up shall toil." Look, I believe this one, seeing as, back in October there was a weekend where it was super warm one night and then freezing the next. I was working outdoors, and the drastic change in temperatures massively confused my brain. And also just like hot and cold. Headache City. With the current cost of living crisis and global warming on the rise, civil unrest could also reach new heights. Nostradamus also said, "Sooner and later you will see great changes made, dreadful horrors and vengeance." Also, in addition, the trumpet shakes with great discord. An agreement broken, lifting the face to heaven, the mouth will swim with redness, the face anointed with milk, and honey lies on the ground. So this prediction implies that a revolt against the wealthy may occur as people fight back against the deteriorating economy. Yes, it might not be end of the world, but hey, where do I sign up? Seriously, the price of gas, rent, and groceries is completely ridiculous right now. I was excited last night that my grocery bill was under $200 for one person. Number 4, human birth in laboratories. Yep, somebody out there predicted that human spawn would be born in labs where their physical appearance and character can be controlled, completely altering the process of birth. So, who predicted this, might you ask? This wild prediction comes to us courtesy of famed mystic Baba Vanga. For those who might be unaware, she was a Bulgarian mystic and herbalist who passed away in 1996 and predicted her own death, the death of Princess Diana, and more. She became blind early in life and spent most of her life in the Rupite area of the Koza Mountains in Bulgaria. In the late 70s and early 80s, she was widely known in Eastern Europe for her abilities of clairvoyance and precognition. Before she passed, she left a list of predictions until the year 5079. Now look, I can hear you doubting me and also, why is this the end of the world? Don't worry, I'll get to it. Just pause. In December of last year, a new conceptual facility named Ectolife made some major waves in the news. Oh, why is that, you ask? So they're advertising themselves as the world's first ever artificial womb facility, offering a way for parents to produce customized offspring. Yet this isn't The Sims, it's not like a video game. It's reality. This concept is thanks to Hashem Al-Ghaili, who is a science communicator and molecular biologist by trade. The concept of Ectolife is allegedly based on over 50 years of groundbreaking scientific research. The facility would run on renewable energy and plans to house 75 labs, each equipped with up to 400 growth pods or artificial wombs, which are designed to provide the same environment that is present inside, well, a womb. Parents will be able to keep track of their little one's growth and development through a screen on the pods that showcases real-time data, and that data will also be available to monitor through an app, because we all need apps these days. The artificial intelligence-based system can be used to monitor the physical features of the little one and will report any potential genetic abnormalities. During the time of delivery, the youngling can be removed from the pod with the push of a button. Now, Hashem believes the artificial womb facilities could become a reality in 10 years or so if ethical restrictions are removed, claiming that every feature mentioned in the concept is 100% science-based and has already been achieved by scientists and engineers. And hey, if that isn't good enough for you, he's also promising an elite package that would allow people to genetically engineer the embryo before implanting it into the artificial womb, which this is all starting to get a little too sci-fi horror for my liking, in my personal opinion. Parents will be able to select their spawn's level of intelligence, height, hair, eye color, physical strength, and skin tone. Oh, and somehow it's also going to let parents fix any inherited genetic diseases, and as somebody with ADHD, I would like to know more on that. Ectolife's goal is apparently to provide an option for parents to have little ones without ever going through pregnancy or even conception. Hashem claims the artificial womb facility could help countries facing the problem of a declining population such as Japan, Bulgaria, and South Korea, among others. It will also aim to facilitate infertile couples to become parents of their own biological offspring. Look, before my eyes roll out of my head, we're getting close. Some folks who consider themselves experts have been consulted in this, and claim the technology isn't that far-fetched and could become a reality in the future. For example, Andrew Shannon, a professor of obstetrics, has said that from a theoretical standpoint, it's possible. It's just a matter of providing a correct environment with fuel and oxygen, and he thinks the technologies are there to be able to achieve it. He's mentioned that there are a lot of examples where, little ones come out of the womb extremely early and are very well looked after in incubators, which he compared to this alleged technology. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little skeptical, very skeptical about this and just how ableist it sounds, but let me know in the comments what you all think of this possibility. And before anybody asks, once again, how could this be related to the end of the world? How could it not? With that kind of technology? Seriously? Nobody's gonna use it for evil? Number 3, the AI revolution. So this is the one listing on today's list that actually came from a combination of Nostradamus and ChatGPT. And this is where I admit I'm not any kind of AI overall expert. The AI warned that humans might fall into fear and anxiety of the artificial intelligence revolution in the year 2060. The prediction says, specifically, in 2060, robots and machines will develop. It will be a vibrant revolution. Industries must be reshaped all over the world. But fear and anxiety will also loom, as jobs and futures are lost. A person must adapt and learn again to coexist with and penetrate technology. Oh, that's just terrifying. Learn to coexist with? I have a feeling it's not talking about simply introducing grandparents to how a smartphone works. Hey look, before recently, all I knew about ChatGPT was the occasional meme. And I had a friend once ask me if I used it to write what I chat about, and no. I promise you all, these are my words, my fumbles, my little, isms. Yes, I'm the kind of gal who will say stuff like cripes and Euclid on a regular basis. Trust me, ask any of my friends. You might be asking, okay Alex, that's cute and all, but how is it relevant to the end of the world? Well, has anybody seen iRobot? Or done any research on ChatGPT? For the folks like me who had no idea on what the heck the basis of ChatGPT was until now, allow me to share what I've learned. So ChatGPT, which is short for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer, was developed by OpenAI and launched on November 30th of 2022. So it's not even a year old yet. The goal of the, existence of this thing is to enable users to refine and steer a conversation towards a desired length, format, style, level of detail, and language used. Successive prompts and replies are taken into account at each stage of the conversation as a context. Now by January earlier this year, it had become the fastest growing consumer software application in history, gaining over 100 million users. That's a lot of people. Within months, Google, Baidu, and Meta accelerated the development of their competing products, Palmy, ErnieBot, and Llama. Some folks have expressed concern over the potential of ChatGPT to displace or atrophy human intelligence, and I'm on that team for sure. Oh, going back to mentioning iRobot, because I sure as heck wasn't gonna leave that as a statement without a follow-up. If that movie taught me anything, other than, how underrated Alan Tudyk is as an actor, it's that over-reliance and giving way too much agency to AI technology is gonna cause the end of the world, in a cluster mess of epic proportions. Seriously. In addition, the TikTok account Robot Overlords claims to have asked AI how it's going to take over the world. Because, that's not going to produce any kind of nightmares whatsoever. The TikToker hasn't clearly stated which AI was used to generate the images that they used, but they did use the hashtag DALL-E2, so I'm assuming it's the same bot, that has been known for making alien predictions. I don't like that. Not a fan. Number 2, a possible change in the Earth's orbit. So, did the path that the Earth takes around the sun alter this year? And according to Baba Vanga, it might be doing just that. So yes, we're going back to her. I know a lot of the same people that are making the prophecies. I promise, they're credible. So this is a particular intriguing prophecy and one that would have ramifications for us all. Yes, it might be a little more far-fetched, but come on, it's terrifying. So, for reference, our planet travels 584 million miles around the sun every year, an epic voyage that is shaped like an oval rather than a perfect circle. The precise shape of the oval is influenced by other planets' gravitational forces. To take all the sciencey stuff away, the Earth's orbit can and actually does shift. However, such changes usually take place across many thousands of years. The effects of even subtle, slow changes can be severe. So for example, it's been theorized that an orbital shift contributed to the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum. The period of intense global warming that took place almost 56 million years ago. The dinosaurs. Ringing any bells? If a radical shift occurred over the course of a single year, for whatever reason though, the effects would be apocalyptic. You can see why scientists are a little afraid, eh? There might be soaring temperatures and radiation levels with terrible environmental consequences. And that's putting aside the possibility that the orbital shift hinted at by Baba Vanga might be caused by an asteroid impact, which could well be an extinction level event. Look, I love dinosaurs as much as the next person. I really do. I love my ankylosauruses, but I really don't want to repeat their history. And I don't do well in extreme heat at all. The reason this prophecy made today's list, even though it technically hasn't been proven by science yet, we know scientists are afraid, it's also because of just how warm the world has been this year compared to years past. I know I've mentioned it in detail already today, but honest to goodness, I'm afraid, scientists are afraid, you should be afraid. Number 1, a solar storm. So one of the most alarming predictions from, once again, Baba Vanga herself has to do with a solar storm which could have catastrophic consequences. For reference, the term solar storm can refer to several phenomena on the sun's surface, including solar flares and coronal mass ejections. The latter are vast eruptions of plasma that are capable of reaching the Earth, causing geomagnetic storms that could potentially fry power grids and, cause widespread havoc. No big. The most dramatic example in recorded history was the Carrington event of 1859. Named after British astronomer Richard Carrington, it knocked out telegraph networks and even caused fires and electric shocks. If such an event were to happen today, in our very electrified world, the effects on communications, services, and everyday lives would be almost unfathomable. Experts believe the damage to worldwide infrastructures could lead to blackouts that last for years, triggering societal chaos and causing financial markets to go into a tailspin that would dwarf anything seen before. So I hate to say it, but this prediction is already sort of coming true. Based on observations made by Dr. Erica Palmerio, a research specialist who specializes in this sort of thing, there's a magnetic filament near the equator of the sun that's currently bustling with a huge amount of magnetic field lines. This means that it can soon erupt and send another wave of solar storm towards our planet. The presence of such powerful streamers is an indication of the increased solar activity, which was not predicted by many forecasters for solar cycle 25. If this streamer goes out, it will release a huge amount of radiation and magnetic energy that can disrupt shortwave radio communication on Earth and cause a dangerous solar storm. We've already had 2 severe geomagnetic storms this year, the most recent being on April 21st when a coronal mass ejection, or CME for short, erupted from the sun, spewing out a burst of plasma that raced towards Earth at nearly 2 million miles per hour. Once again, 2 million miles. We get more of that, it's the end for all of us. And that brings us to the end of our time, and I'm not sure if I should be looking for a doomsday bunker yet or not. If you enjoyed my ramblings today, could you help us out by giving this video a like, subscribing if you aren't already, hit the bell for more end of the world chatter from us here at Top 5 Scary Videos, and I'll see y'all next time, you lovely spooky people.